Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Fresh Finds Podcast, the show about discovering new music with good people. I'm Ryan, and joining me this episode is guitarist, songwriter, and producer Dominic Mosher. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How about you, man?
I am fantastic. We've been trying to get this done for a little while now. We're finally getting around to it. There have been many a technical difficulty that we've been working with for this episode, so I'm glad that we're finally getting around to actually recording it.
Me too. Me too. We prevail.
So we do, eventually. Mm-hmm. So do you want to introduce yourself to the listeners and the viewers, because we're actually now doing video, and just kind of talk about who you are and what you do and all that good stuff?
For sure. So, like you said, my name is Dominic Mosher.
Mosher. I didn't know that, actually. I totally thought that it was like a really awesome like metal last name. I was like, Mosher,
yeah, that's so
cool.
What everyone says. Like, yeah, that's just what it is, man. Like, your parents were saying it wrong. But
that's funny.
I am a guitar player for multiple bands, Let It Rot and Highlight Reel. One is a metalcore band, and the other is like prog rock / punk with bits of metal influence, of course, from favorite bands of ours like Killswitch Engage and Trivium, you name it.
Hell yeah.
For the last few years, I've been working with bands around Michigan, mostly rock and metal bands, but as well as some local singers that I wrote pop songs with. And that was
That's
a lot
cool.
different speed than, writing a really in-depth metal song.
I'm sure it had like its own challenges too, though, just trying to get everything to be as catchy and hooky and clean as possible too, though.
Yeah, and for both of the projects that were pop projects that I did, they were different in their own unique ways, but they were still a lot of fun. Because like you said, they presented their own challenges. And even though, it took some time to figure out, like once we got everything put together, it sounded really good in both cases. Like I like both songs, and I legitimately think that either of them could take off if, marketed and promoted properly. But, that takes money, time, and effort, and
for sure,
skills and luck.
That is one of the things, though, is I feel like a lot of people kind of discredit pop as being extremely simple, which in certain ways it kind of is, but like people kind of push it aside and discredit it like, oh, it doesn't take anything to make a pop song. It's like, to make a good pop hit, like that is some effort, and it takes a special person to be able to do that.
Sometimes multiple special people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 5 songwriters.
Right. Yeah. 5 songwriters, 6 producers, 1 person to sing it, a bunch of people to play all the instrumentals for the background, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's gotten easier though when, all these different sound libraries come out, and they don't have to hire entire musician groups as much anymore because they can just program it via MIDI.
Yeah, as VSTs and stuff like that get a lot better, it's crazy what you can do without a real instrument at this point. I mean, I guess there's the argument could be made that the DAW is just becoming more of an instrument than it ever has been.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is really cool.
Yeah. So, I guess let's just get off into it, hey? My first song is it's by a group called Advocate, and they are on a record label called Big Eleanor Records, who I actually had the main guy behind that record label on the podcast last season. So they're kind of like friends of a friend of the podcast, basically.
Nice.
But yeah. So this song is called Ghost, and it's the second song off of their second EP, Dark Patterns, which released on December 22nd of 2021.